All right, so in this video, we're gonna discuss where do you meet women? This has been a question I've been getting asked a ton from guys. Where do I go and meet a girl? You can have the best game in the world, be jacked, well-dressed, the whole package, but if you're not in the right environment, you're not meeting any women, you're not gonna get very far. So this can actually be half of the game. If you wanna be good with women, you wanna have a few key lead sources where you can meet beautiful women. Now, historically, if you ask parents or most people, the way they met their significant other is usually only in one of four categories. It's either through school, high school sweethearts, or college. It's from their work, which I kind of hate, meeting someone from your work. Come on, dude. It's through friends or the bar. Now, we're gonna get into exactly what are the best places and best lead sources to meet beautiful women. It's important to state that when you have this dialed, a lot of times your game naturally improves. When you're in a position of abundance where there's lots of potential mates in your life, then you naturally enter a state of abundance and you act out higher value traits. When you're desperate and there's not many options around you or you're not in the right places, you kind of enter scarcity mode and your game actually gets worse. In fact, Dan Bilzerian told a story. He was on a movie, right? And the director was like, dude, you're amazing with women. You got all these women around you. Go and approach, I think it was Cameron Diaz. How would you go and approach Cameron Diaz? And his answer was, I wouldn't. That's not how he plays the game. His game is having the right setup, being in the right place, right time with lots of women and being in a position of status. Because he did the run around trying to meet tons of girls and he got pretty much average results. Point is that you have to be in the correct pool. So there's a few different key pools that are great to meet women. Now, I know a lot of you are gonna hate me saying it, but online dating is probably right now the biggest place that people meet, okay? So online dating, if you can just build a solid profile, get lean, get strong, get in shape, get some good photos outside, looking away, natural, you will have a big advantage. In fact, when I was 19 to 21, I was not in school, I was working at home, and I didn't really meet many people. When Tinder came out, it was like a secret weapon. I'm like, holy shit, I can meet I was going on dates with hotties every single week almost. So Tinder and online dating could be a secret advantage. It's good if you are fit, well-built. It's gonna be a lot easier than if you're out of shape. But my little view on Tinder and Hinge real quick before we move on is that I think it can be powerful if you build a great profile, you use it for a few weeks, you meet some girls, get some good lead sources, and then you cut it off. If you're swiping on Tinder every day, it is a productivity killer. So I actually recommend using it for a short period of time to get some abundance, meet some women, and then go off the app. You never wanna rely solely on one lead source. That's a weakness. You wanna have multiple lead sources, okay? Now, secondly, if you're in a university, you're in a college, that's an easy way to meet women, okay? If you're in a college, most colleges are like 60, 65% women. There's lots of groups, lots of meetups, library. You should not be having a hard time meeting women if you're at college. But college is really like, that's a cheat code, okay? College is a bit of a cheat code. So here's a good tip if you're going to college. A lot of guys make the mistake, they go into college and they're kind of shy, okay? They don't meet that many people. The very first week of college, everyone's kind of new, no one knows each other, so everyone's super fucking nice. They want to make friends. So if you can be the person that's confident, that says, hey, what's up? I'm Jeremy. What's going on, dude? Boom, we're gonna hit the gym later. Let's do this. If you can start meeting people, put yourself in a position of a social leader, you will make tons of connections and you will naturally, because now people associate you as being the confident, approachable person, you'll naturally start to act out that way for the remainder of the year. It's like a huge upward spiral effect, as opposed to if you're quiet, you don't want to say hi to everyone is so freaking nice the first week. So just be chill, take advantage of it. You'll make a lot of social connections. Now in college, if you can get involved in different groups, different activities, be engaged, play some tag football, whatever it is, the more involved you are, the more groups you're in, the more you can easily meet women. So college is a secret advantage. If you're in college, this should not be an issue. Now, self-explanatory for work, I don't really like meeting women at work, but let's get into the next one, the bars, okay? So a lot of guys will say stupid shit like, good women don't go to bars, okay? Yes, most quality women are not going to bars and clubs 4 nights a week, but every single 21-year-old woman has been to a bar that's single in the last year. They all go to bars and clubs. The benefit of bars and clubs is it is a loaded venue. There's lots and lots of potential leads. There's tons of women. So it's very easy to meet women. Of course, you want to choose a location that is approachable and has a good ratio of the women you're into. So a lot of times, like, the bars are better than clubs, whereas nightclubs, they kind of have a lot of women pushed into tables, which is not as accessible. So bars can be good. In fact, when I was like 20, 21, I would go out to the same bar a couple nights a week. I'd barely drink. I wouldn't cab. I'd drive. I'd have like 2 whiskey sodas, and I'd just talk to a few hotties and get some leads. It was an easy lead source. There was always beautiful women. In fact, if you see Crazy Stupid Love, they always go to the same bar. There's always a good ratio. There's beautiful women. He sits down, he talks. And so if you can find like a good venue to go to that's got lots of women, to have 2 drinks, meet some chicks, that can be a very, very good venue. But a lot of times guys make the mistake of, they go to bars, they're hanging out in a big pack of dudes, right? You do not want to be 5, 6, 7, 8 guys in a bar. It's not how you do it. You're not mobile, okay? You can't move. If that bar is not good, you can't go and have 5, 6 guys jump into the other bar. You want to be 2. The best thing to do is go out with just 1 dude. Go out with 1 dude. It's easier to move around. You want to be the 2 guys talking to a few chicks, and then all of a sudden you're talking with like 3, 4 girls. It's much better. And then when you're in that situation, other women see you, they see you and your buddy Lucas, like, holy shit, they got like 5 girls around them, 2 guys, 5 girls. And then in the entire venue, your status goes up. You see, in the club and bar atmosphere, it's very interesting. If you're the 1 guy with 2 chicks, your status goes up. This is what Mystery would talk about. Mystery would go into a bar, right? He would go into a bar solo. And he wouldn't even try and approach and get into conversation with the most beautiful girl in the bar yet. That would not work. What he would do is he'd approach sets of women, 3 or 4 women. He'd open them up. He'd get them laughing. He'd talk. He'd create a conversation. Then he'd go meet these girls. Hey, come meet my friends. And all of a sudden, very quickly, he was 1 guy with 4 or 5 girls around them. And now all of a sudden, he's got that high status. He's in that pre-selection play. And now he can kind of tease the girl he's into, kind of ignore her, and then she sees him getting all this attention from these women. Now she's more into it. That game is way more powerful than just being 1 guy trying to hit on 1 girl, and you got your 4 buddies over there looking at you, okay? So in the bar, go out with just 1 buddy, okay? Approach some girls, get into some sets, and then when you see the girl you want, you go for it. And so it's good to have a good bar to go to. That's a great lead source. And then, the best thing to do is be nice, meet the bartender, say what's up, give him a tip. Maybe, chat up the doorman guy, give him a little bit of a tip, and just build these friendships. Then you can skip the line, and then you create better position of status if the bartenders know you. You're cool with the door guy. You can bring someone in. And so it's almost more powerful if you find like the best spot and be more of a regular there, you do much better. Now the next place is like a lot of times guys can meet women in the mall. Maybe like in your city, they have a big shopping area that's got lots of people. Well, you know what? If you want to get your 10,000 steps in, you can go for a walk, get your steps in, drink a coffee, and day game venues, I'm not a huge fan of the guys that run around just to approach girls for a couple hours. Like, dude, what are you doing with your life? Like, when I wake up, I'm getting shit done. I'm not waiting around for 2 hours for a beautiful girl to walk by to approach a set. But really, if you want to have the highest level of game, it's almost like creating the social circle. Maybe you're the one that throws the parties, that gets people to invite people, and you're housing the party, and you're focusing on, just inviting like 6, 7 of your guy friends and 15, 20 girls. Because a lot of times, if you're throwing a party, most guys are takers, not givers.
Kino pool party! Let's go!
They're coming there to drink your alcohol, hit all the chicks you invited. You want to focus on finding dudes that are givers, that provide value, that can bring girls, or that are fun to be around, that don't scare girls off. And if you can create the right vibe of having 6, 8, 10 really cool dudes, and you guys are all bringing girls, that's a much better play than having a party where there's 30 dudes and 15 girls. Again, you do not want to be in that system. But I just recommend living your life, go to the coffee shop, go for a walk, get outside, go to the park, the beach, Central Park, wherever it is where there's lots of people around, and just put yourself in that environment. If you see a beautiful woman, then you can approach her. Now, what I actually recommend doing is when you're in really good shape, you're well dressed, you have the high testosterone, you'll notice that some women, right, some beautiful women will catch eye contact with you, and they'll give you kind of that look, and they'll hold it for a couple seconds. That is one of the strongest indications of interest, okay? When a woman actually catches your eyes, she holds eye contact with you, she smiles, that's like an invitation to say, hi, what's up? Hey, who are you? Hey, I'm Greg, whatever. Like the thing that most guys don't understand is they think that potentially every girl is on the market. Some girls might be in love with their boyfriend and they're taken and they're not gonna be interested. And so in any of these situations, if you catch eye contact with a girl and she's looking at you, it's the easiest approach in the world. In fact, many times I've walked in, down Lincoln Road in Miami, I've walked in, down King Street at night, and I just see a stunning girl and we lock eyes, and it's like magic. Most of attraction and even meeting women, it's sub-communication. It's not even what you say. It's your vibe, how you say it, your mojo, it's slowing down. And the other spot is like, you have your gym. I don't really love approaching women in the gym, but like if you make strong eye contact with a girl in the gym and you get that vibe, you can definitely chat her up. And the last thing I'll say is that it's very, very powerful if you can have a good, solid Instagram, because a lot of times you're at a bar, you meet a girl pretty quickly. The easiest thing to do is, instead of getting her phone number, get her Instagram. And I'll tell you why this is so powerful. Even Mystery, right? Mystery is actually extremely underrated. He was kind of the pioneer of pickup, and his thing was based on his anecdotal in-field testing, was that most women have to spend about 7 hours of time with you before they're ready to hook up, before they're ready for things to become sexual. And so 7 hours, like if you talk to her on the phone, that adds up. The more she invests, the more comfortable she is for things getting into a sexual place. And so if she's watching your stories and she's seeing what you're up to, that's little micro investments. And then, maybe you go to get a drink with her, go to a couple different spots, you spend a few hours with her. Those are different investments. And so all these investments kind of can accumulate if your game is correct. Now, most guys make the mistake of chasing, of giving a girl way too much attention. You have to allow her to value your attention, hold your attention a little bit back, give her some attention, kind of hold it back, and then all that time you spend together really matters. But that's the video, okay? You wanna have a few different lead sources, take advantage of online dating, use it in short sprints, find a cool spot you can go out to, get your 10K steps in, go to the mall, coffee shop, Barnes & Noble, and eventually you'll enter a position of abundance, throw some cool different like parties, dinners, pre-parties, have a couple cool friends that can invite girls, and that will create an abundant vibe. That is my recommendation for you.